What's good, peeps? Thanks always for passing by the channel. Much appreciated. Hit that subscribe button if you guys are new. Don't forget as well, please, to like and share the video. I have noticed a spike in that, so thank you to everyone so far that has liked and shared the videos. I do have a Patreon account as well. The link is in the description if you want to support the channel. All right, let's talk Hughie Fury. In fact, before we talk Hughie Fury, AJ Ruiz, I have noticed a few people on Twitter and a few people have left comments on my videos saying they are going out there to watch the fight. If you are one of those people and you want to link up, please drop me an email. I wouldn't mind linking up. I land on Tuesday. I will be working kind of flat out on Tuesday afternoon, Wednesday afternoon, Thursday afternoon. But in the evening, I'm doing pretty much nothing apart from maybe editing a few videos. So if you want to link up in the evening, drop me an email. Let's link up. I don't know too many people out there, so it wouldn't be a bad idea to link up and let's go out and do something or whatever. Or even let's film something. If you're not afraid of being on camera and you want to give your opinions about the fights that are coming, let's do that, right? So drop me an email with your number on and let's talk before I fly out so we can arrange where we're going to meet and stuff. Because I don't know off head what hotel I'm staying at, but I know I am sort of pretty close to the city centre. So if you drop me an email, we'll send you over that information. All right, let's talk Hughie Fury, who returns to the ring this weekend, fights in one of these cards in Monte Carlo, Monaco. They look fantastic, these cards, in terms of just to be there, right? Monaco, Monte Carlo always looks nice. But for a fighter, I feel like it's just no atmosphere, right? I mean, it looks great. Everyone is sort of dressed to impress, but atmosphere-wise, it looks awful. But nonetheless, it's actually low-key a decent card. Not many people are talking about this card, obviously, because of the big one coming up, in 8 days' time. But this card is pretty decent. Before we talk Hughie Fury, let's have a quick rundown of the card. Some of these names I'm going to butcher, so I'm not even going to try and pronounce them. I'm just going to put them on the screen for you guys to read. But let's start with Hughie Fury. Hughie Fury takes on Pavel Sauer, or Sauer? I think it's Sauer. It's actually quite a quick turnaround for Hughie Fury. I'm trying to think when that fight was. I'm going to guess and say it was like 2.5 months ago. And it was a loss, right? If he won, fair dues, but he lost that fight. So it's a good turnaround, or a quick turnaround. So it's good to see him come back quick. We've got Zhou Zhang, unbeaten heavyweight, takes on Andrei Rudenko. It was supposed to be Sergey Kuzman, who fought David Price, who fought Michael Hunter, but he pulled out. So they done well to get Rudenko in on short notice. I don't know if Zhou Zhang is signed to MATCHROOM, but I do know, I think I read that, or maybe it was an IFL TV interview that Eddie Hearn said he is trying to open up, I don't know if he said a Chinese MATCHROOM, like a head office in China. I don't know if Zhou Zhang is from China. I'm guessing he is. I'm not quite sure. But if he is signed to them, I guess they're going to push him quite hard. So let's see how he gets on. I think the pound for pound best female on the planet is fighting Cecilia Braekhus. She takes on Victoria Noella Bustos. She literally has every belt at 147 pounds. She's got the WBC, WBA, IBF, WBO, and the IBO belt. A lot of people have spoken about the fact that she could be fighting Katie Taylor next year. I don't think so, if I'm honest with you. I thought Katie Taylor struggled with the weight, the extra weight, and that was at 135 pounds she fought at last time. If it was 140, then maybe so, but I think it was 135. Cecilia Braekhus fights at 147. It's more realistic, believe it or not, for Cecilia Braekhus to fight Clarissa Shields, who fights Ivana Habazin at 154 pounds in January. That's more realistic in terms of weight, right? I don't know, maybe some sort of catch weight. But Katie Taylor, I'm not quite sure. Super featherweight fight, Joe Cordina, the unbeaten Joe Cordina fights Mario Tinoco. They fight for the vacant WBA Continental Super Featherweight title. And I don't know if this is the main event. I'm not quite sure the order of fights, but what they've got here is the top fight is a welterweight called Alexander Besputin, who's 13-0. He takes on Radzab Butev, who is unbeaten as well, 12-0. It must be the main event actually, because they fight for the vacant WBA WBA welterweight title. I'm guessing this must be a regular belt, but they fight for that. All right, decent card. Let's talk Hughie Fury anyway. Are we still on the Hughie Fury bandwagon, people? Are you off or on? I am falling off, but I'm still on. I'm falling off, but I'm still on. I still think, call me crazy, but I still think there is a very, very good fighter in there. I'm not saying that because he's young. I'm not saying that because of all the things that people say, oh, he's young and there's still much more to come. I'm just saying it because I think he's a decent fighter. I don't think it's rocket science as to what the problem is. I think a lot of people have maybe said things like his father is his trainer. That could be a reason. But I look at the people he's lost to, Joseph Parker, Kubrat Pulev, and Povetkin. Now, when he fought Parker, Parker was top 10. When he fought Pulev, Pulev was top 10. And I think you know what I'm going to say about when he fought Povetkin. Povetkin was top 10. He's lost to 3 guys in the top 10. So what do you do with him? It's simple. You let him fight someone in the top 20. So rocket science. I said this before the Povetkin fight. I said, Hughie Fury, we have no idea where Hughie Fury is. I don't know if Hughie Fury is a top 30 fighter. I don't even know if he's a top 20 fighter. But let's put him in with someone in the top 20 so we can categorically say he's a top 20 guy. He's lost to 3 guys in the top 10. And what they do, I think anyway, is a mistake, is they put him in with a good guy, then a not so good guy, then a good guy, then a not so good guy. What we want, I don't want him in there with anyone in and around top 10, not even maybe top 15. I want him in there with someone 25 to 15 that I can tick that box and say, you know what, let's move him again. He's not far off these guys. Joseph Parker was a majority decision. He thought he won. I didn't think so. Kubrat Pulev beat him, I think, quite comfortably, and I think Povetkin did. But that doesn't mean he's a bum. It just means that he's not good enough for the top 10 guys yet. It's simple. He needs to be in there with someone like a Kuzman would have been good for him. Someone like a Kuzman, a guy floating around top 30 would have been good. Charles Martin would have been good. People have said people like Kalnaki. I think that's a bit of a risk. But again, Kanaki could be good. Kanaki, I know people have him as a top 10. I don't yet. I think he's top 15. Gerald Washington, another guy floating around the top 25. Those are the names he needs to be in with. He beats them, then he goes again to the next guys in the top 20. Beats a top 20 guy, then top 15. I'm not going to rule him out yet, just because, again, he's only lost to guys in the top 10. What they need to do is stop the world title talk. I think I heard an interview, listened to an interview with his dad again, talking about he's going to be ready for a world title this year. And it's like, calm down, dude. Like, I get it. He's your son and you see good things in training and you have a lot of belief in him. But don't be blinded by what's going on. What's going on is that your son has been in with 3 top 10 guys and lost. That means you should remove him from the top 10 equation and let him fight guys, named guys, by the way, not bums, named guys in and around the top 25. Simple. If he can't beat those guys, then we know he's just simply not good enough for what people think or what people had hoped he would be. We're not going to learn much from Pavel Sauer. Let me have a look at Pavel Sauer's record very quickly. Can't lie, never heard of him before. He's 11-2-0. Of those 11, 6 knockouts. Of the 2, lost by one of them was knockout. Lost his last fight to the unbeaten Jermaine Franklin. No shame in that. He is the Czech heavyweight champion. Okay. Who else did he get beat by? Got beat by Hrgović on Hrgovic's debut, I think it was. So we're not going to learn anything from here. I just want him to beat this guy and then fight someone, again, I'm repeating myself here, but fight someone in the top 25. I'm not listening to the rhetoric that this guy doesn't throw his hands. He does throw his hands, Hughie Fury. But again, he throws his hands against guys that he's comfortable at beating, guys that he goes in there maybe as a favourite. Sam Sexton, he threw his hands, knocked him out. Put him in there, please, with someone in the top 25 and let's see what he can do. Don't, after this win, do what they normally do, which is chuck him in with someone in the top 10. He is not ready. It's that simple. If he was not named Fury, I don't think we would even be chucking him in there with these people. Just put him in there with someone top 25 and let's see what he can do. If he can knock them over and beat them, then we move on and it's building blocks. For now, I don't want to see him with anyone in the top 10 or even the top 15. I'm not joking. Gerald Washington, yes. Christian Hamer, yes. Dupas, yes. Charles Martin, yes. Kalnaki, maybe not. Kuzman, yes. Those kind of guys, right? Guys that we know, guys that are not dead bodies, guys that are live fighters that are going to come to win, guys that are going to look at Hughie Fury and think they can win. That's what we want to see. So I am not off the bandwagon, but again, I am falling off. And him fighting Pavel Sauer or Soa isn't going to tell me much at all. So regardless of how this fight plays out, whether it's a first round knockout, I'm still falling off. But I want to be pushed back on just because I think there's a good fighter in there. I just think he's been mismanaged badly. Some people are going to say, yeah, but he takes the fights. That's not how you build a fighter, that he takes the fights, right? I know people have said, oh, but we've got to congratulate him because he's tough. And I get all that, but that's not how you build a fighter. You build him by giving him fights that he learns something from and fights that ultimately, this might sound stupid, but fights that he can win, right? Winnable fights. And then you put him in against someone. Then you've got to roll the dice. He beats those guys that he beats, then you've got to roll the dice. So far, I think they've rolled the dice for no reason whatsoever. And I think it's silly. I mean, even the Kubrat Pulev one, right? I mean, don't get me wrong. I know people are going to say he was brave for fighting Kubrat Pulev. I even gave him a bit of a chance in that fight. But you've only got to look at the people that turned that fight down. Dylan White didn't want to go over. I think people might have forgot that. Jerome Miller said no. He said yes. Again, mismanagement. What do you guys think? Let me know. Peace, people.